Yo. Yo,
Oh
Tony.
my God. He got the jacket and everything. That's awesome.
You know,
That is so funny.
Rick called me. He said, "Yo, Sly, we're gonna be doing a show about all your movies." So he invited me on the show tonight.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. That's sparing us all the. You're a very busy man, so we thank
I
you.
am, but I always got time for you guys.
Oh my God, that's
Woo!
awesome. That is so the hat and everything, man. You got the hat
Oh,
and the jacket.
yeah, I had to. You gave me props with my pond last week and me throwing the rocks. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had to dig
yep,
it
yep.
out.
That's the jacket right there, man.
I had to
And
dig
no,
it
I've
out.
been looking for the hat for a long time. I can't find the exact one.
This is an H&M, knockoff.
Yeah, I've been looking around. I go on Amazon, and the good thing about Amazon is you can go on there and order something. If you don't like it, you send it back. You have Prime.
Right,
It doesn't
right.
cost anything. I have probably ordered and sent back about 4 of those hats because they're not the exact one. They're not the same.
Yeah, I
So I'll
know.
get it eventually.
I hear you, but I had to rep the hat.
Oh,
And
that's funny. Up another shirt now. Look at you,
Whew, a
killing
little
me.
warm.
That's the original. That was when they released it back in the 70s, man. The album cover
That's the
with
one coming your way, brother.
with the Rocky and Adrian and the K there. I appreciate it. I can't wait. My
That's the
dad
one
had
coming
that
your
shirt.
way.
For some reason, he had a light blue shirt with a dark blue Rocky. I don't know why, but
Oh, no kidding.
that's the one
That's
he
cool.
had.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah. So that's good stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. We're gonna be talking the Sly movies. Everything else but Rocky and Rambo.
right,
Well, not everything. We said we would discuss the 80s and 90s.
right.
So, but that's
We started watching the Rambo series. Started last night,
okay.
and First Blood, and
Of
kind of
course.
going back to one of our previous episodes. Um, I wasn't even paying. I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't,
Uh-huh.
but the mistakes,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
the mistakes, and I was
And
like,
what'd you find?
oh, I mean, within the first few minutes, I was like, wow, he takes the sheath and he throws it away, and then the next thing you know, he's got the sheath back.
Oh, okay.
And then they put the knife. Excuse me. They put the knife in lockup, and he comes running out of the police station with a knife.
With the
I
knife.
mean, and I wasn't looking for it, but I'm like, after we
Right.
talked about that, I'm like,
Now you're
how
paying
did
attention.
that happen?
That's funny. Yeah, I've seen First Blood I saw recently. Rambo First Blood Part 2 I saw recently. And Last Blood I saw recently. I haven't seen 3 or Rambo. The 06 or 08,
I think it
whatever
was,
it was.
06 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen 3 or that one in a while. It's been a while since I saw that.
Yeah, that one was definitely, I think, because that was Burma. That one was definitely one of the darkest as far as graphics wise goes.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was definitely That
Yeah,
was definitely a graphic one.
that really kind of took me by surprise. I was like, wow. And what was really cool about it, cool, but it was like, parallel lines with real life and what was going on over there. I don't know whether Sly was trying to bring that to the foreground for people to know or whatnot, but wow,
Right.
the atrocities. Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah, it was
brutal.
hardcore. It was definitely
Absolutely.
hardcore.
Yeah.
But yeah, we figured we would discuss the 80 to 99, so the 80s and the 90s,
Yes.
of the Sly movies that were released that were not Rocky or Rambo. And we could just go down the list here and kind of chat about which ones you want to chat about.
Sure. That sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, it starts off with 81, which was Nighthawks. 81, he didn't have anything in 80. Closest he had to that, was Rocky 2 in 79. But 81 was Nighthawks. And I agree. One of my favorite films that he has done outside of Rocky and Rambo. and ahead of its time at the
Yes.
time of release. I mean, 81. Billy D. Williams, him, uh, Rutger Hauer as the terrorist.
Yeah.
Great film, great storyline, great acting. Lindsay Wagner as the wife, as Deke's
Right.
wife.
And what a great
But
ending. What a great ending.
and we have given the disclosure plenty of times in our episodes when we're discussing a movie that was released in 1981.
Yeah.
So you're talking 42 years ago.
Yeah.
We're not giving away the ending, and if we
Yeah.
are, we
Don't go renew
apologize.
your
Maybe fast
Blockbuster.
forward.
Yeah. Don't go renew your Blockbuster subscription.
I wish I still had my Blockbuster card. How funny would that be? I didn't think about keeping it when I stopped going. I didn't, I didn't think they would go away.
What was the other one? Video King or something like that?
Hollywood Video was one too.
Yeah.
Down here anyway.
Going there on a Friday night and like perusing the movies.
Oh yeah. Remember they had all the movie boxes.
Yes.
To show you what films were there, but the videos were behind the boxes.
Right.
So you didn't really know if it was in stock until you moved the box. Like,
yeah,
true. It's not in, See, you guys don't know how hard you have it, how easy you have it. You just press play and watch any movie you want.
Everything's right at the touch of your fingers.
That's right.
So we had to go out and because you were born and raised in New York, know, I mean, we had to go out in the dead of winter to go to the Blockbuster or whatever on a Friday night to go pick up, and you're all bundled up in my rocky coat or whatever.
All cold. You had to walk uphill with no shoes both ways.
Both ways, yeah. That sucked.
Oh my God. Okay, so after that was the same one in 1981 was there's two titles for this film. When I saw it in 81, it was Victory.
Yes.
Sylvester Stallone, Michael Caine, Pele, great soccer player. But somewhere along the way, it became Escape to Victory. Yeah. I don't know how or why, but it did.
Yeah, and there's another one I think is in the early 2000s that kind of changed its name as well, and we'll get.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed it. Escape. I mean, I know they have different titles in European countries or wherever else it is released. Sure. I know sometimes the title's different. I know Rocky 2 was released as something like Rocky the Revenge or something along those lines. I don't really recall. I might be translating it a little off. Okay. But yeah, I don't know how come it became Escape to Victory. But regardless,
right.
It was I thought it was a fun movie.
Yes.
I liked it.
Yeah, the whole basis, the whole premise of it. I did enjoy it. R.I.P. Pele, who just passed away.
Yeah, Pele, great soccer player, has passed. Yeah. He's passed. And Sly tells a great story about him kicking the ball when they were on set, and Sly was in the goal, and he's like, "Well, just get in there and try to block this." And Sly's thinking, come on, soccer. What's the big deal? He was telling this story on an interview, and he goes, Pele kicks it. I put my hand up. He goes, not only did I not touch the ball, but it went through the net and into the window behind the building behind me. He goes, the next one I got a hold of, I think it broke my fingers, and it still went through the net. Yeah, you don't really realize the sport of the power of those kicks until you got in there. But that was a fun movie about POWs and the soccer game against Nazi Germany. It was a fun movie. Well,
yes,
you really can't say Nazi Germany and fun movie in the same sentence.
Yeah, but it was an entertaining movie. It was good. I like to go back and watch it every now and then.
Yeah, agreed. After that, the next one that he came out with was 84, and that was when he dabbled into his comedy chops.
Yeah,
he gave us Rhinestone.
I love that movie.
Do you?
I really do.
It always makes me laugh when somebody loves one of his obscure films like Rhinestone or, Oscar or something along those lines. And I mean, they're fun. I saw them because I was a fan. I am a fan. But it's so funny on how you say you love the movie. I mean, when he's saying, "Oh, McDonald's."
Yeah. It just shows his broad spectrum of his acting.
Yeah.
And, his comedy chops and, what was it? Drunkenstein.
Frankenstein
song and, and he was driving the cab. I just loved it. it was just a fun movie.
Oh yeah, it's corny, it's hokey. Dolly Parton plays the great, great part in it. You're right. It is a fun movie. He wasn't trying to remake A Star Is Born by any means.
Right.
He was just having a good time.
Right.
That's funny. But and then after that, we have Cobra.
Oh, what a great
86. Movie. Cobra. Love that car. Love this car.
Yes. Yes. Oh, what was it? There was a I know what it is too, and I'm
why do the car?
Know? Yeah.
I think it's a Mercury, isn't it? Let's see.
I was gonna say it was a Merc. Oh, that car was phenomenal.
I'm pretty sure it's a Mercury. Let's see. It is a 1950 Mercury. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful car.
I was thinking, I was kind of thinking into this a little bit more, probably more than I should have. But again, we had Rocky, was it Rocky 4 with Brigitte Nielsen, and then Cobra with Bridget. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize.
Yeah.
Brigitte Nielsen in both of those movies.
Yeah.
Again, going back to what we talked about prior was how he brings people along with him, which I think is phenomenal. I think is an amazing.
Then they wound up getting married, so it was a
little
different.
And here's a story that I was at one time in my life I was mad at Sly because she was married to Mark Gastineau. Okay.
Yes.
Brian. Okay.
Yes.
Now, anybody who knows me knows that I'm a big New York Jets fan. Go Aaron Rodgers.
Few things we don't have in common. Yes.
Well, like I said last time, we do share a stadium, so we're in the ballpark.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre went there after the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is going there after the Packers.
Which still befuddles me, but anyhow, I was mad at Sly for taking Brigitte away from Mark Gastineau because Mark Gastineau was always my favorite player. But here we go. Let's fly. I'm over it. Things.
Gastineau's a big, crazy dude too, so that was pretty ballsy for Sly to get involved with that.
Right? I mean, Gastineau, freaking monster, right?
Yeah.
So
it's 99. He was the Lawrence Taylor of the Jets in the 80s.
Yes, I remember the Sports Illustrated with him and LT on. With the apple, taking the bite out of the apple. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
There's my.
But that was she. You're right. She was in Cobra, as she was in Rocky 4.
Yep.
A year later, and then 87. 87. This film has a big following. People either love this film or they hate it. I mean, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a hater on it by any means. But Over the Top,
yes,
has a big following amongst Sly fans. It's I didn't realize it until I got involved into the Rocky Land, Rockhead Nation, like I have, and seeing how many people out there really like that movie. And it's a good film, father-son story, of course. The whole arm wrestling thing when he's driving. Remember when he's driving the truck and he had the cable down with the
yeah.
That was cool.
And it's got your look-alike in it.
What's that?
It's got your look-alike in it.
Yeah, my look-alike, Mr. Robert Loggia.
Yeah, it's great actor.
But I don't know if I'm insulting Robert Loggia or insulting me. I'm not sure.
No. Robert Loggia was freaking.
He's
remember
awesome.
him in First and Goal with when Scott Bakula, the football team, he was assistant coach. Great movie. It was just
I don't remember that.
I'm sorry, Necessary Roughness.
Oh, Necessary Roughness. Yes, I do remember that film. Yeah. Oh, Robert Loggia's been in a ton of films, or was in a ton of films. Yeah. He's a great actor, great character actor. He's done it all. Did it all. God rest.
And again, it had another one of his peeps, Terry Funk, who was in Paradise Alley, which I know we're going back into the late 70s, but
that was almost 78, so it's almost 80.
That's
a good film, though. I'm sorry, that is a good film.
Paradise Alley. I've only seen it once, but I really, really, and I've been wanting to go back and see it again. I really did enjoy it.
That's a tough thing. Like I wanted to go back and watch that again a couple weeks ago, and last week I was trying to find Fist because when Fist came out when I was a kid, I loved it. And I didn't really quite get it because I was still relatively young. I was still like 12 or something along those lines.
Okay.
So I didn't really get it. Was kind of a Jimmy Hoffa type story where the truck, the trucking industry and stuff. I didn't really get into all that. I just saw it was Sly. I was a Rocky fan. I want to go see it, but I wanted to see it again. I haven't been able to find it. I haven't been able to find it anywhere.
Yeah,
so I got to maybe dig around some DVD stores or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough to. It is. Check eBay, or the stick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm sure eBay will have it.
Yeah, it's one of those obscure. But you know what? There's a lot of I've seen a lot of merchandise. I don't say a lot, but like buttons and pins and stuff like that on eBay for Fist. And I just saw one the other day for Fist. It was like, I was like, what? Really? I couldn't believe it.
Well, the Stallone shop has the logo.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yep.
Yeah, they have that on there. But that was a very good film. Very, like I said, it's true aspects to it that are supposed to be about Hoffa. Kovac, supposed to be a Hoffa type of
right.
Teamsters leader. So, but I'm gonna have to check out and try and find that again. Anyway, we drifted off topic as always.
It happens.
So after Over the Top was 1989 was Lock Up, and this is I love this movie.
Yes,
it's probably one of my favorite, if close second, if not, of a non-Rocky movie by Sly. It was so well done. You had good writing. Of course, Bill Conti does the score, so you have good music.
Right.
You have the football scene. Donald Sutherland plays a bastard role in the warden.
Did you not hate him?
You had to hate him. I mean, it was if you didn't hate him, I don't know where you're thinking because he just played it perfectly. You hated him, and you were supposed to.
Yeah, amazing.
He was. I hated him.
And I'll bring this up again. Frank McRae, I looked this up because I remember Frank McRae, who played Eclipse in Lock Up, was he played. I wrote this down. Shoot. He was in. What the heck did I see him in? Isn't it terrible when you can't read your own writing?
As you can tell, folks, we don't rehearse. We just come out and
go. I know. He was in Paradise Alley. He played. That's it. He played Big Glory. Big Glory. Yeah.
I just he was an awesome character in Lock Up. He was a big dude. My God, he was big. But I just like that movie so much. Frank Leone character was perfect. It was just such a good film. You had oh my God, I can't think of his name.
Just passed away?
Yeah. Well, he passed away. Who played Eclipse? He passed.
Right, but the other guy who was geez.
I know, I can't think of his name now.
Tony, we both got a case of the CRSs.
I'm telling you, we need some help. Tom Sizemore.
Yes, thank you.
Oh Lord.
Good thing for Google.
Yeah, exactly.
But he just passed a month ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah, it was fairly. I don't know how long, but it was just fairly recently. That's a shame. I mean, a young guy like that, but he played a great role.
Dallas, wasn't it?
Dallas. The car from the car scene in the garage where they're fixing that beautiful car. I mean,
that Mustang.
It's such a great film. I like it a lot. I like it.
It was a Sonny. I can't think of his last name. Not Sonny Liston, but Sonny something. He played Chick. He was the yard boss.
I don't know.
Yeah, you hated him just as much as you hate Donald Sutherland.
Oh, you talking about John Amos?
No, not John Amos. I loved him.
I liked him
times.
Oh, great. He's a great actor. I'm trying to think who you're talking about.
Wasn't it Chick?
Sonny Landman?
Yes.
Oh, the Indian guy.
Yeah. And he was in Predator, and he was in a couple more.
Yep. Yeah. He's another big guy.
But you just hated him as much as you hated Sutherland.
Oh, sure. Especially when he took the necklace off him, just ripped it off him like that.
Oh, when he dropped the weights. Oh, my God. You're emotionally involved when you actually have a deep hatred for these characters.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, when these people make these films, and if you're a good enough actor and you're having good enough material to act,
oh yeah,
then they're doing their job. If you're
yes,
sitting here like you just really you want to knock this guy out yourself, they're doing their job.
right.
And that was what my point was. And we're drifting off topic. I apologize. But when we were discussing Creed 3, that was part of my point of Creed 3. I wasn't invested. I didn't care.
Right.
It was something like I didn't care if you won or lost. I didn't care. That's just me. Again, you don't have to agree with what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that I'm right or you're right or whatever. It's just, but if you have good writing and good acting, those emotions are going to be there.
Yeah, when you're writhing in your chair, if you're in the movie theater, if you're at home and you're like, oh,
yeah,
they're doing a damn good job. When you completely lose focus of it's just a movie, and it's not even a true story.
I know, right?
Well,
later that year they released another good partner movie, Tango and Cash.
Yes.
So Kurt
Such
Russell
a good movie.
It is. I was hoping they'd make a sequel to that. I thought they could have.
Why not? I mean, there was talk. I'd seen a lot of Instagram posts, with older pictures of, Stallone and Kurt Russell, whether they were photoshopped or not. I don't know.
Right.
But boy, wouldn't it be awesome to see those two back doing it again?
Well, that's the funny part about so many of these films now, what they're doing, because there seems to be a lack of talent in the screenwriter department in Hollywood, because all they want to do now is remake movies or touch base on old movies, which whatever, give it, it is what it is.
Sure.
And they're going back to those legacy films. They're making Jurassic Park and bringing on all of the original Jurassic Park, so forth and so on. Right, I'm surprised they're not, like you said, because especially Stallone and Kurt Russell, I mean, it's not like they're not in good shape where they couldn't do it or they couldn't pull it off. Obviously, they're not still cops, but maybe they became private investigators. Well, and maybe they were hired to do the same case or something,
Right. Well, Kurt would definitely need a shave and a haircut.
Yeah, he's looking a little rough lately when I saw that. But he always had that long, shaggy hair.
Well, he did, but his beard, I don't know if he grew it for the Santa Claus movie. He did. Goldie Hawn, but he's looking like, dude, you need to step a little closer to the razor.
Trim it back a little bit, buddy. But
what a great movie!
It might still happen. Never know.
What a great movie! I loved it. And then one of my favorites from Terry Hatcher from Lois and Clark. Remember her? Him and her and Dean Cain from the Superman movie series. Yep.
And also too, oh my goodness, the actor that was in City Slickers that won the Oscar.
Oh yes,
Jack Palance.
Oh my God, and Batman. He was in Batman.
Batman. Yep.
Yeah.
Another great actor.
Oh God.
Great actor. Right after Tango and Cash, that was 1989. He did two in 1989. But after that, he went back to the comedic chops for the next two films. The first one was Oscar. And Oscar it has a whole thing of its own. I mean, it was, it was what it was. It wasn't, you're not supposed to take it serious. You're not supposed to be like, oh, well, this wouldn't really happen. That wouldn't really happen. I mean, you had some good actors in it. You had Chaz Palminteri. You had Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
The guy who played in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Yeah, Tim Curry.
You're good. That? I said you got a good memory. You're really good there.
They had a good little lineup there. I mean, it was fun.
They did. That's one of my
least. I get it.
I couldn't deal with. I love Marissa Tomei as an actress. I couldn't deal with the whining. I just couldn't, and the crying. And
that's what it was for me too. It was too much. If it was
way over.
if it was a drama comedy where they were having the zippy one-liners in there and little, added features and stuff, it might not have been as over the top, like you said, or maybe it
Yeah.
would have been a little toned down, but it was just a little too hokey and too corny and too over
Yeah.
the top for me.
One of the very, very few movies that I own, but I just,
do you own it?
I do, but it's got to be.
Ahead of me. I don't even own it.
It's got to be.
The next one was in 1992, and this one here is Sly's. I mean, Sly's least favorite film. He's always talked about. Everybody's talked about this being the worst, and it was "Stop or My Mom Will Shoot."
You know what? And Deb and I love the movie.
Do you?
With Estelle Getty and
you gotta love her. I mean, come on, how funny is she?
I know, I know it's hokey in the whole 9 yards, but I like it. It's not going to be like, oh, I want to watch this tonight. But
Right.
it's, if I had to choose between this or Oscar, all day long.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I agree with that.
But
the funny part about it is that you know the story that Sly took it because he thought Arnold was taking it.
Right.
And so that was when their rivalry was going on, where it was a little heated.
And Arnold tricked him into doing it, right?
Yeah, something along those lines. Arnold said, Arnold was saying, "I want this movie. I'm going to be the best in this movie or whatever." And so Sly kind of wanted to take it away from him, but
other than the diaper scene, you remember the diaper. Other than the diaper scene, I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah,
the diaper scene I could have done without. No offense, Sly.
After that, we had 1993. There was a couple released in 1993. The first one we'll talk about is Cliffhanger. Again, one of my favorite non-Rocky movies. I like this one a lot.
How did I miss that? I love that movie.
John Lithgow played a great bad guy.
Yes.
Michael Rooker. That was the other. Yeah. That was the co-climber that he dropped his girlfriend in the beginning.
Tony, I gotta stop you. The beginning of that movie, when he drops her, that image has stayed in my brain forever. I know it's just a movie. I can't it's just something that when I'm like, I can almost feel it, falling.
It's so crazy because I saw it in the theater. I went with some work friends at the time, and they were like, "Yeah, let's go see a movie." We were looking around here, so we chose that big screen. When they're out there and he's climbing along and she's climbing along, and he all of a sudden the thing breaks. He goes to help. Never in a million years did I think he was going to drop her.
No no way.
I was shocked. I mean, I had no idea it was going to. I figured, come on, it's the first 2 minutes of the film. There's no way he's dropping her. But
there's just an image that's like burnt into my brain. I don't know why, but it's just there. And it's almost, it's hard to watch the beginning for me anyway, because it's like, I know it's coming. I'm like,
I know.
Oh God.
I mean, but honestly, can you imagine that situation? Can you imagine you went out there to help this girl, to save this girl? You imagine if she slips through the glove and whatever, and you think you can't get it out of your head. It's a movie. Can you imagine if you really drop somebody, you watch them plummet to their death?
No.
I mean, talk about therapy. Oh my God.
Yeah. And when that hits home like that, and a movie has done its job, when a person.
Well, he was one of the writers in that film.
Oh,
he was one of the writers in quite a few of his films. Obviously, as we know about the Rocky films, but he was one of the writers in Rhinestone. He was one of the writers in Cobra, Over the Top. One of the writers in Cliffhanger. Next movie up in 93 was Demolition Man, which I haven't seen that in forever.
Really?
Forever. A long time. I haven't seen that.
We just watched.
I saw it probably 2 or 3 times way back when, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
Okay, so Wesley Snipes, you remember Wesley Snipes?
Yeah.
Demolition Man, and there was
what's her name too?
Sandra Bullock was Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I just love the movie, the whole concept of it.
Yeah.
The action pack, the whole 9 yards. It was again. I would watch it tonight.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where I definitely go to. I
Yeah.
loved it. I loved it.
Yeah. It was a
Wesley
good
Snipes.
film. Oh, I remember it. I mean, it was
Yeah.
good. I remember the seashell scene.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
seashell.
He's in there swearing.
Yeah.
The tickets are coming out. I'll be back in a
But
minute.
yeah, it was a good film. I just haven't seen
Yeah.
it in a long time. After that, we had 94, where he played Mr. Ray Quick and The Specialist. That was a good film.
Yes.
That was a good film.
Yes. And James Wood. James Wood or James Woods?
James Woods. Yeah, James Woods.
Yeah. Oh, what a great antagonist.
Yeah.
And Sharon Stone and I'm drawing a blank on his name. Roberts, Eric Roberts.
Oh, Eric Roberts.
Yeah. I love
Eric Roberts always plays it. He's a great actor.
Yeah. We love The Specialist. We'll put that on all the time. I just love his demeanor in The Specialist.
Yeah. That's another one that's been a while. Those mid-90 movies, it was a while since I've seen probably any of them.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen them here and there, but it's probably been at least 6-8 months, maybe a year since I've seen The Specialist.
Sure.
Demolition Man, like I said, has been a while. But like you said, those are films like you could put, hey, you know what? I'm going to watch that right now. And just go put it on. They're that good.
Right. And I'm always drawn to his army hat that he wears in The Specialist and his fatigues. And he just looks like so freaking cool.
Because he is.
He is. Yeah.
After that, we have 95. There was a couple released in 95. Judge Dredd was the first one in 95. That was the first comic book movie that he did. It's based on a comic book.
Right.
Again, has its own following, has its own little, I don't want to say cult following, but kind of.
Okay.
But a good film, And then after that one was 95 was The Assassins.
I did like that. Julianne Moore, Antonio
Banderas. Yep. And that was a good film.
I did like that a lot.
Yep. And then we have 96. We have Daylight came out in 96. That one was interesting. Remember that one where it was the cab driver?
Yes.
Going through the tunnel.
Yes, and again, doing a little digging. Okay, I'm going to need my cheaters. Where are they? Sorry, folks. Getting old sucks. So, with Daylight, the guy's name was Stan Shaw, who played the cop.
Okay.
Now, go back to Stan Shaw from Rocky. Who did he play? Dipper.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought of Barry mentioning. Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Right. So
and he was in. It was. But again, he's always, like you said, he always has a selected bunch of people where he'll be in this film, he'll be in that film. That's cool. And I wonder how that process goes too. It's kind of cool. Like, I wonder if Sly has it in mind. Like, hey, let's bring this guy, Stan Shaw. Let's bring Stan Shaw on to play this. Or is it Stan Shaw who reached out to, hey, Sly, I was with you in Rocky. Can I audition for this? I wonder where that connection came in.
That's really interesting. Yeah, that did they just show up for a casting call, or I remember you. You were Dipper Brown and Rocky.
Yeah, I mean, and it might have been like that. He showed up for casting call and Sly, holy crap, it's been a minute. How you doing? And take it from there.
It was also Sage's son was in that movie, in Daylight.
Yeah, he was on there, and so was Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he was in that as well. Good
so
film.
I got to tell you, every time we go to we'll go down to North Carolina every now and then for a vacation, and sometimes we'll go through the 23-mile bridge by Virginia. You know what I'm talking about
Yeah,
there?
yeah, I do.
So when we hit that tunnel to go down and in,
Uh-huh.
I'm always thinking of daylight, and I'm like, oh my God, I swear to God, I go as fast as I possibly can, and I hold my breath.
Oh man, those tunnels freak me out, man. When I lived in the city and I worked in New Jersey, I used to take the Lincoln Tunnel every day, and it kind of freaks you out a little bit, like
Oh,
especially
it's
if there's a
crazy.
traffic jam, if there's an accident and you
Oh,
can't get through and you can't back up. I mean, so you're just
you're
there.
stuck.
Yeah, you're just stuck there. There's no cell service under there. It's a little freaky.
That's that's like my worst nightmare. You
Yeah.
know, it's just
And
it
of course,
is.
every single person that drives through that tunnel, if they're with their girlfriend or wife, they'll be like, look, I think that's leaking,
Yeah,
just to freak them out. So,
yeah, that is awful, awful.
oh man. But after that was probably one of my favorite, if not the non-Rocky film. And I think one of his best acted films, since the Rocky films, but that was Copland.
Yeah.
And that came out in 97. And talk about a jacked up cast. I mean,
Oh, Harvey Keitel.
Christ. Harvey Keitel, Robert De Niro, uh, uh, oh my God, I can't think of his name. Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta.
There was just
who was Wonder Boy? I'm drawing a blank. He was
Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport.
Wonder Boy. You had Robert Patrick. Remember the Terminator?
Yeah.
Robert Patrick. He was in it. The lady from Raging Bull, the wife. Kathy Moriarty. Moriarty.
Yeah.
And then the girl that he liked, Annabelle Shora.
Yeah, okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. But great story.
Yeah.
Great, tons of good acting all around. I mean, great film, I thought.
Yeah. Definitely love the movie. Definitely love the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he has to be proud of it too. I mean, he did a fantastic job in it. To be honest,
he gained like 30 pounds to play that role.
He got heavy. You look at that, he was heavy. I mean, he definitely put on some weight for that. He said that's what he was in his worst shape for ever for that movie.
Right.
I'm just kind of glancing real quick to see. I don't know if he was nominated for anything for that film or not. I thought he was. I'm just trying to find out real quick. I thought he was nominated for like Golden Globe or something.
Geez, I don't recall that. I was kind of looking at actors who played, in other movies with him as well.
Uh-huh.
So,
yeah, I didn't see it. I don't remember, but it is what it is. It's let's see here. I'm sorry if I'm holding everybody up. No, I don't see any. I thought he did. No, he didn't. But yeah, I thought it was one of his best movies he's ever done. Period.
yeah,
that's just again my opinion. It's the storyline, the acting
definitely showed his dramatic chops.
Yeah. Well, could you imagine putting on 50 pounds or whatever he put on too? I mean, that's not easy to do either.
No, it's a lot of donuts.
After that, it was the last role of the 90s. It was 1998, and it was an animated film where he voiced a Corporal Weaver in the movie Ants.
Yeah.
And that was his last role of the 90s. And then 2000 starts with Get Carter, but that's a whole other episode. We'll talk about 2000s.
Right.
2000 to now, basically. That's another 20 years. I mean, the man's had a 50-year career, 60-year career.
Well, we talked about this, and I thought you brought this up. Correct me if he's had a hit movie in every decade.
Yeah, every decade for the past 60 years.
Who can say that?
Yeah, well, past 6. I mean, yeah, who could say that? Exactly. Talking about the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010, 2020.
Right.
6 decades. He had a number one film.
and the man is still relevant to this day.
Crazy. It's crazy. And it's so funny because it's not like, I mean, we grew up with the actors of, the Marlon Brandos, the Paul Newmans out there that did great films in the 60s and 70s, and then started trickling off in the 80s.
Right.
And then, maybe did one or two here and there, and then kind of just rode off into the sunset. And then, of course, they passed and moved on.
Sure.
But I don't want to say they weren't relevant by any means. I mean, Paul Newman's one of my favorite actors ever, and so is Brando. I mean, but like you said, the amount of films that are relevant, not anybody could pound out 2-3 movies a year. But to say that they're decent and funny and still you could watch now and it's 40 years old and you still think it's funny, or you still think it, like you said, gets you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
It still makes you hate the warden or whatever.
Right. There's only one other actor, Clint Eastwood, who is still at what's he, 90 something?
I think he's 90 now, or 92 or something. But again, he's done more. He stopped with films and did more directing at a certain point.
Sure.
Where he only did 1 or 2 other films.
Right. But he's still out there. He's, The Mule and what's the other one?
I went to watch The Mule the other day and I couldn't find it. It wasn't available anywhere.
Oh, no kidding. That's a really...
Yeah, I haven't seen... Oh, the other one was... the other one I want to see, too.
Gran Torino.
What's it called?
Gran Torino.
Oh, no, Gran Torino I saw. The Macho one. The one it's like Cry Macho or something Macho.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be very good.
I did see Trouble with the Curve, which was a good movie.
Oh, that's a great film.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic film.
Yeah.
But especially again, if you like baseball.
We digress.
Yeah. That's what this is. When I first pitched this show, I said I want it to be as if I'm hanging out with my buddies at the sports bar, we're eating some wings, and we're just, what do you do when you do that? You talk about every single subject that comes under the sun. You don't plan it. You're just talking about this and that. Next thing you know, you're talking about that and this.
Yep.
There's no, direction.
Yeah, no rhyme or reason. Let's just go. So on that note, I'm going to put out this. Let's go O's. We are on a roll. Baltimore Orioles.
They can win all they want. I don't care. They're in the American League, so
I know. And
they can do whatever.
From the National League, have been since from the 70s. But I've been an Orioles fan. And I just got to say it because no one else will ever listen to me. Just like the Jets.
Here's a quick story about the Orioles you'll find amusing, and it has to do with the Mets as well. My uncle, my mother's brother, when they got married, his father-in-law, so he married my aunt, and his father-in-law is George Bamberger. Oh. And you might know that name because he was with the Orioles and managed the Orioles, and he managed the Mets.
Yep.
So I have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for the Orioles. I like them. Okay. And this was going back when Eddie Murray and Cal Ripken and Jim Palmer and all those guys were on the team. So this is
Eddie Murray is. Remember I told you?
Yeah, he's always 33. Yeah.
Rocco Bob 33. Eddie Murray.
Yep. And Eddie Murray played for the Mets. And Eddie Murray also coached the Mets too.
Yeah.
We saw him at spring training a few years back.
Did you?
My daughter was real little. Yeah. He was a big dude, man. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
But I that's like, when we drift off, it's so what? That's the way I look at it.
Hey, you know what? I don't even care. Tony, I haven't had nothing to root for in so long with the Jets and the Orioles and the Mets, and the Mets. It's been so damn long. I gotta take them when I can.
Oh, sure. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I get it. It's like you go through those spurts where the team is good for a while. Like way back, 2015, the Mets were good. They went to the World Series against the Royals, and then they started trickling down, and they became good again. And just like the Giants too. The Giants were really good in 07 and 11. They won the Super Bowl those years. Yeah. And all of a sudden they took a nosedive and they were horrible. And now all of a sudden last year they're relevant again. And it's exciting when it happens.
but
You know,
there's nothing like the 84, 85 Mets though.
I know.
Not, you know.
As soon as Davey Johnson took over the Mets, that's when
Oh,
things changed. And 84 it changed. That's when they got, Keith Hernandez and Gary
I was gonna
Carter
say
and
Keith Hernandez, Gary
85.
Carter, the
Yeah.
kid, Gary Carter,
Yeah. He's
Mookie
another one that
Wilson.
left us way too young, man. He was
Yes,
so young when he died.
yeah.
That's a shame. He was brain cancer, I believe. I
Was
forget.
it? I don't remember. I
I
remember
believe so.
I was a catcher, coming through, and I had a Gary Carter catcher's mitt.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Yeah, he was 57 when he died.
God,
I mean, that's just he had inoperable aggressive brain cancer. That's a shame.
came
And
through
talk
with
about
the
one of the
X-ray.
nicest guys. I ran
Oh,
into him at the Mets spring training camp 3 or 4 times because he
did
used
you
to go
really?
down there. Yeah, he used to go down there, and I got a picture of him and Mike Piazza together.
Oh my
And
God!
yeah, and they were talk about he's the nicest man. He was the nicest man. He was such a down to earth person. Such a shame.
Yeah,
But yeah, you got to go when your team's doing well. You got to get excited, of course.
there's not very often that I get to like. I don't want to say brag, but I'm like with
Yeah,
the Jets, the O's, and the Mets. I'm like, jeez, what the hell did I pick?
I know, right? That's so
I got.
funny.
I'll tell you this real quick story. I know we're running long here, but so being a Jets fan, this is all my mother's fault, and I'm telling you right now, Mom. Look at me right here. I'm telling you, and she knows it. It's all her fault. When we were little, me and my brother, we were little. One year for Christmas, she got us winter jackets. So she
Okay.
bought my brother a Steelers coat because she liked the colors for him. She bought me a Jets coat because she liked the colors for me. I'm like, you couldn't have switched that around. I have been tormented since the 70s.
I could have had 6 Super Bowl wins.
I have been tormented with pain and anguish. And I'm just
such a funny story.
stubborn.
I actually have a very similar funny story.
Really?
My mother's father was a Jets fan.
Okay.
He was a Mets and a Jets fan. Most Mets are Jets fans because it's the younger team.
Yeah.
But he was a Jets fan. And my father's father and my father were Giants fans.
Okay.
When I was young, my mother bought me a Joe Namath jersey for Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wouldn't wear it because I was leaning more my dad. It's my dad, like I like the Giants. And so yeah, I thankfully I leaned that way.
Yeah, you're lucky. You've had
the Giants end of it. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, you usually follow your team where your dad's doing. Like my grandfather was a Brooklyn Dodgers fan because he grew up in Brooklyn.
Okay.
But when the Dodgers and the Giants left for California, he wasn't rooting for the Yankees. It just wasn't happening. So when the Mets came into town in '62, he started following them.
Sure.
And that's when my dad started following them. And then, of course, I grew up and started following.
Right.
You usually follow if your parent likes the team, it's usually the case. Usually.
Right.
I have a buddy down here who lives down here in Florida. He's a Red Sox fan. So I'm like, Doug, how'd you become a Red Sox fan? He's born and raised in Florida. But he used to live like 2 blocks away from the Red Sox spring training facility. Oh. And him and his dad would go there all the time.
Okay.
So he grew up with that.
I drove by that a few years ago. We were down in Lehigh, and there was the Red Sox facility down there.
Yeah, down by Fort Myers. Yep.
Yeah, and they got like the mini green wall, the green monster.
It's a great facility. It's a great stadium to see a game. A lot of fun.
I want to go there again someday. And then I think the Twins were right up the road a little bit.
Probably. There's a handful of them down there. Twins, the Red Sox, the Pirates. Pirates are in Bradenton.
Bradenton Pirates.
Blue Jays are in Dunedin.
Right.
The Phillies are in Clearwater by me. So yeah, it's fun. It's a good time.
But and I know this is probably second nature to you, and we're way off course, but I'm just going to
we're off. We got off the exit a long time ago.
Yeah, we did. So we're driving to we're driving to the beach. I want to say it was Lover's Key or something like that, or down to Naples or whatever.
Okay.
And I'm with my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and we're going by the Red Sox facility, right? And I'm like, oh my God, there's the mini green monster and all. And I look, and there's a sign. There's two road signs on either side of the road. One's in yellow and one's in black. And it says, caution, Panthers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, no, they're not talking about the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah. No.
Said, what the hell is that?
Florida Panther. Florida Panther.
I think there's real Panthers down.
Yeah. It's crazy. I haven't seen one in the 20-something years I've been here, 25 years I've been here, but they're around. They're around.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Whenever you go into any of the parks here, like the county parks and all, there's signs. You got, the Gators are everywhere. Panthers are not everywhere, but often enough you see them.
Really?
There's bears here and there. Nothing crazy, but you definitely can come across a bear. A lot of coyotes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the wildlife capital of the world. We got all kinds of crazy crap down here.
We got some of those, but you guys have Alligator Alley too, right?
Oh yeah, that's that you'll see signs for panthers, alligators. It's just they're all over that alley. It goes from the west coast to the east coast, and you better make sure you gas up and your car's okay.
Yeah, you don't want to break down.
All right, well listen. we gotta wrap this up. These people are like, what are these guys talking about? I tuned in around 14.
Hey, when the wind's coming, Tone.
I know. That's what happens, guys. I'm sorry. That's what we do. But anyway, as always, leave comments, concerns, questions, text, email, message, however you want to get in touch with us. Let us know if you want to hear of new episodes. We're going to cover Sly Stallone films from the 2000s. So 2000 to 2023.
Right.
We'll hit base on that. And we also like the episode of, we're going to try to put together other TV or movies that have referenced Rocky.
Right.
So we'll be working on that. That's going to be a work. That's going to take us a little bit. We'll be a work in progress. But other than that, another great show, my friend. Another great show. And you know what's so funny is like we start talking, we start going over our planned discussion. But then by the time I look up, I'm like, it's 48 minutes. It just makes me laugh at how fast it goes. It's just, it's amazing. So,
can I interject one quick thing? If anybody, I want to just interject one quick thing. If you have any more anybody else has any more round 14 stories that they'd like to share, we would definitely, absolutely do another episode about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's right. I mean, I know we did 4 or 5 of them last episode. Excuse me. Yeah. If you have them, send them in. That's something that if you decide 2 weeks from now, you know what, I really do want to tell my story, by all means, shoot it over. We'll bring it up. It doesn't have to be a whole episode. I mean, we could definitely discuss what you want to tell us. And if you're willing to trust us with your story, by all means, would we tell it? I'd be more than happy.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear
that's
from
great.
you.
Awesome.
Love to hear from you.
Well, we'll see you next week, my friend. Another good one in the books. We get, what is this, 44, right? Okay, 44. We're creeping up on 50. 50's coming soon.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson's number, right? 44.
44, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Boy, all right, my friend. I'll see you next week.
All right, buddy.
All right, see you.